Okay, so today on Things to Throw Money At, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Storium. It's a storytelling game that's currently in Kickstarter, and since I've backed it, I'm not going to tell you to throw money at things I wouldn't myself. I'm in the beta, so I'm going to show you a little bit how this thing works. So again, I'm only one player. To really get the most out of Storium, you need a narrator and at least two players. But, oh well, I can at least show you how to kind of set up a game. So there are many more worlds coming. The Kickstarter has been a phenomenal success. But right now in the beta, you can choose to set your story up in, these different game worlds. So you get cyberpunk, fantasy classic, medical drama, occult pulp horror, steampunk, space adventure, the Elephant King, the mysterious island, and urban fantasy. Uh, I have a thing for elephants. My grandma collected them. So we're gonna set up the Elephant King. Okay, so when you do that, it gives you a little bit of information about the world you have selected. So the Elephant King, since it wasn't really obvious when you first click on it, this world is kind of a fantastical realm with magic monsters and adventurers. There are paladins that have left the lands of the Elephant King to fight amongst themselves. So there are some castles and knights, but the everything else belonged to the Elephant King, and it's kind of time to take back the realm. So uh, what you can't see any of these locked things in the beginning until you start playing the game, but some of the places are really interesting and really show you what the game is going to be about. So in this world, you get Monument to the Dragon Slayer, Ridge over the Wild Plain, the Old Stones, the Banks of the River Vast, Secret Sanctuary, and those type of places. And if you want a little bit of comparison, we can go to the cyberpunk world, and here the places are possibly a little more familiar to you if you are a cyberpunk fan like myself. So in the cyberpunk world, the places you can get are Coffin Hotel, Crowded Noodle Boat, Cyberspace, clearly, Dead Channel Nightclub, Gleaming Corporate Office Suite, Gray Market Cybernetic Shop, Limousine, Shantytown, Posh Hotel Suite, and The Street. So if you've seen Blade Runner, then I believe all of these places, maybe minus one or two, are featured in that movie. Your quintessential cyberpunk story. So you can choose this world, and then you're really close to finished if maybe it's gonna let me do this. Do 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 do. Okay, so once you choose, you can upload your own image for Game Banner, but it does want you to name the game and configure things. So for this to really work, again, I need players. So you can do open invitations, so you just do looking for players and people can apply to join your game. And you can also invite players right now. So people you know, even if they aren't necessarily part of the Kickstarter beta. So this is really fun, and it means, the open invitation means that if you're like myself and maybe you don't have friends that would play these games with you, that you have the option of still playing. Or, conversely, if you don't want to be the narrator, you can still find games to play in. So, I mean, that's no guarantee that you'll end up liking the people you're playing with, but it's still pretty exciting regardless. So that was just a quick peek. Here, I'll actually go to the first page. I'm narrating these. Here's a look real quick at some of the other worlds that the Kickstarter campaign has successfully funded. So I'm scrolling down slowly, and this is a hell of a ton of worlds that have been unlocked. So, if none of the worlds that I just mentioned a moment to you sounded like the most fantastic thing ever, then just wait. There are like 20, 30, however many, I'm not going to count. There are a lot more new worlds coming to the game, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find something that tickles your fancy. So, uh, for all of my storytelling friends out there, or people that just read the blog, this is definitely something I think you should throw your money at. And for only $10, you can start playing the beta too. So, just a thought. And thanks for listening.